So as always, I asked you guys on Twitter, what do you think about the latest chapter? So, hey, Samarut says, in this chapter, Nero looked extra sexy. If Asta goes black, does his dick get big? What the?
That's it. Thank you very much.
Irfan Ahmed says, I think the only way for them to defeat the devil is for Asta to put his 9-inch in the devil's mouth.
Oh, chest. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, shit. Oh.
Alright everyone, welcome back and it's time to go balls deep. And wow, the Black Clover hype train is just not stopping. Choo choo, choo choo, mother flippers. Yeah, I said flippers, no point getting demonetized out here. So this chapter came out right. I phoned up my mate Tabata. He was like, yo, well done mate. Your analysis was correct last week. But bitch, you're never gonna predict who the anti-magic demon is, or who left Asta Yuno at the church, or who are Asta's parents. Good luck, bitch. And he was like laughing all over the phone. And I was like, fam, why are you just teasing me at this point? Why you got to do me dirty? My balls deep magic, my balls deep predict magic, it's running out, fam. Give me some goddamn clues or manner. I'm dying out here, bro. Obviously. I hope everyone knows that every time I do that it's a joke. But anyway, so far in this Black Clover elf arc, it has been going on for 75 chapters, and every single week it's revealing new information with bangers on top of bangers. Now you have to think about a 75 chapter arc. That's pretty long. You wouldn't think it would be consistent throughout with the quality that we are getting. I mean, the artwork is improving with double page threads on a weekly basis, and the one in today's chapter was fantastic. Like we're getting plot twists here, plot twists there, plot twists up and everywhere. We're getting great lore and world building of another dimension and races we didn't even know about, such as the dwarves, and this will build towards a new arc. There is fantastic character development for every single person involved. I mean, what more can we ask for? Like, come on, this has to be one of the greatest modern shonen arcs that we have seen in recent times. I'm not trying to dick ride, but I really am impressed by Tabata and how he is pulling all of this off. So the chapter begins with establishing how the other characters are surviving the devil's magic, because we were told by the word magic devil last week that there is only so much time left till everyone dies, since his magic will continually spread until it destroys everything in its path. So Tabata is covering his tracks and explaining that Gwelder, or however you pronounce his name, I don't know at this point, but his permeation magic is saving these two characters. This magic of his is making himself invisible and intangible to other types of magic, so it makes sense. Every single chapter, Tabata is revealing tidbits of information on what the others are doing so we don't forget about them and learn the gravity of the situation. It's making things more intense. Moving on, we see Yami and Charlotte break free due to Licht's magic in chapter 207, which exploded parts of the devil's magic. It tells us that Yami's hand is now healed and he has one more dimension slash left to perform against the devil. By the way, I just want to say, Yami is swole. I mean, this panel of his bicep reminded me of Arnold. But just from this plot device alone, with Yami saying that, I can pretty much deduce that he will play a part in defeating the devil. Otherwise, there is no point in stating such information to us, the readers. Because remember, from previous videos and in this chapter again, Yami says for some reason his dark magic works against the devil, right? Now, I think this is because Yami's attacks are literally called dimension magic or dark magic. Last chapter, the devil stated that the magic from the other world that he uses to devour magic of this world, and he also believed Yami was a dangerous person. That's why he disabled him from the very start by destroying his arm. So since Yami uses dimensional powers that in turn comes from another world per se, or it's dark in nature similar to how the devil power work, I mean, dimensional power means that it's from another world, or you guys know how dimensions work, man. I don't really need to explain that, but it means that Yami can affect the devil. His dimensional slashes work against him. Moving on, we see everyone observe Asta trying to control his anti-magic powers into a new spell to use against the devil. Now, I don't know why the word magic devil is just watching all of this unfold in front of him. It's like he's saying, yeah man, get a new sword, get a new magic power, get more powerful. It's like he's just evil for the sake of evil, which he is. He's the devil himself.
Of course!
But it seems as though my analysis from last week's is correct. On page 5 in one translation, it insinuates the idea that the anti-magic demon is from the other world, just like the Master Devil. But in another translation, it seems a bit different. Sekiri, aka Nero, says, so it's likely that anti-magic power that dwells in that sword is from a different devil altogether. The characters are kind of finding out about Asta's power and grimoire. The truth is slowly being revealed, and this will make the characters question after the Master Devil is defeated. Just like us the readers, the character will ponder, wait a second, how come Asta has another devil in the grimoire? How come Licht's grimoire chose him? So I'm guessing by the end of this arc or next arc, we will get more information regarding what is going on. I was personally hoping for the anti-magic devil to interact with Asta again in his subconscious, just because, you know, it's been so long since we saw him last, but I guess that is just not going to happen. Also, since Sekiri, aka Nero, is making a presumption, she is not stating facts because she says likely. She does not know the whole truth herself. She does not know who this devil is. So the analysis last week seems to be confirmed that the anti-magic demon must have got inside the grimoire when Nero was asleep for a few years. Otherwise, she will have a bit more information, even the first Wizard King or Licht himself. But it's kind of baffling because it's confirmed again in this chapter at page 7 that even this word Master Devil dude, he doesn't even know who this demon is, where he came from, and what the extent of his powers are. Moving on, Asta is trying to control the magic, but he's moving all over the place like a rocket, and he ends up destroying the spear of the word devil. Beforehand, Asta could not destroy this or even dent the spear, so now that he's released more power, we know it takes effect and will cause the devil's demise from not regenerating himself. For some reason, Asta does not even die from the other word magic when he was engulfed inside of it during chapter 204, if you can remember. So Asta is literally the answer for this situation and is overpowered. Now we know this because when the first Wizard King tries to help him, Asta hits him by mistake, and this one yeet swing alone put Lumiere out of commission for a few minutes. Now if you think about it, Lumiere is one of the strongest characters in terms of power scaling in Black Clover. He is easily the top 5 most powerful mage to ever exist, and Asta took him out in a single swing. So whilst Asta is trying to control this form, Yuno pops out of nowhere with a new sword that he created. He says, yo fam, and we're gonna be the Wizard King, right? What are you trying to do? So you're probably wondering, how the hell did Yuno do this? Well, it's Yuno. Yuno is a character that is used to push Asta forward, and he's quite bland. He's used as a plot device to be Asta's rival with the same dream to be Wizard King. He is loved by Mana, has endless potential and talent, whilst also being the elf son of Licht himself. He has everything going for him while Asta has nothing. So personally, I think Tabata really needs to start developing Yuno's character more. Otherwise, you know, all these power-ups that he's getting, you know, it keeps happening with Yuno receiving buffs over and over. And fans are gonna start to think, you know, this is just hacks, broken, it feels a bit cheap. The explanation that we got as to how Yuno received a power-up is due to conjuring up all the magic of Licht and Lumiere's magic into his own, since he is a wind magic user. But we also have to think about that this is a temporary buff. I don't think Yuno can do this again without Licht and Lumiere helping, whilst Asta's power-up seems permanent. Licht comments about Yuno that that's some remarkable growth he's made since my battle with him. So this confirms our analysis again from before, that indeed Licht was subconsciously making decisions to help Asta and Yuno. In their battle before, in 50 chapters ago, right, Licht must have felt something with these two characters. Licht gave Asta the third sword on purpose, for example, because it will help destroy the reincarnation magic that was causing havoc across the whole kingdom and killing people. Licht knows how his swords work, and this is shown again in the last chapter where he was trying to display to Asta how to power up, how to use the swords properly. That's why Licht gave the third sword to Asta, because he knew that that sword has the potential to destroy the reincarnation magic. 50 chapters ago, Licht also says that that grimoire does not belong to me anymore. He let Asta keep it for himself, which is more evident to how he was trying to help them. He also witnessed Yuno's potential and knew that he had his son within him. So Licht was essentially training the both of them to help them grow, since he knew the whole truth about the word magic devil, that he's gonna come forth and betray everyone. He knew the whole plan that the devil still existed. So in the end of the chapter, Asta gains a new spell or transformation. I don't know which one is permanent, but people might be bitching that, you know, it's kind of too fast. It's a bit stupid for this to happen so soon. They're so overpowered. But to be honest, it's still consistent with Asta's character. Some of you might say that Asta is kind of stupid, he lacks common sense, but when it comes to fighting instincts and learning things, you can say he's stupidly fast and amazing. Like, think about it. Asta's Asta's progress is way beyond a normal person. Even Captain Yami was surprised. When Yami was teaching Asta ki in the middle of battle, which is basically a sixth sense ability that Yami trained for a few years to master, Asta learned this in the middle of a battle and successfully used ki to block an attack from a special magic user under Patry. This isn't some nobody, but it was actually someone really powerful from the Eye of the Midnight Sun at the time. Asta also learns ki to the point where he moved in the battlefield just like Yami, undetected and unharmed, thus helping them prevail in the fight. So him learning another spell in the middle of a fight isn't really far-fetched. Either way, he looks way more devilish now than before, and the 5-leaf grimoire has now been revealed. The dirt has been removed from the grimoire and everyone can see what it is. So this points towards my analysis where the characters will for sure start questioning things a bit more, and Tabata is trying to progress the story in that manner. I will make a video regarding this topic next week. So now that Asta has controlled this new spell right, he can now damage the Master Devil enough that his magic will be disabled for some time. So all the characters involved have swords. Think about this. Lumiere and Patry use light sword magic. Yami using his dimensional slash. Yuno using his wind zephyr sword. Licht and Asta using their swords. So what I think is going to happen is that maybe one character, maybe Patry, he's going to sacrifice or distract himself against the devil to create an opening, because Patry is a redemption story. So maybe he will decide to give up his persona since we need to get William Vengeance back. But either way, I think the way the devil is gonna die is that every single character is gonna slash him at the same time, because that's going to be epic and it's going to resonate the message of the arc. The message of the arc is that everyone should understand one another and work together to end prejudice. You can work together and it's beneficial to do so. Yami represents this by being a foreigner from another land. Asta is someone with no manner and he's not noble or royal or anything. He has, you know, Patry and Licht are elves. Yuno is half and half at the moment, and Lumiere is a human role model. So all these people together became successful by joining together to defeat the devil. So if everyone attacks with their powers together at the same time whilst Asta disables him, it's going to create a double page spread. It's going to be an epic ending and I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Snapchat, follow us on Instagram or Twitter, and we see you guys next time.